Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Alison, and in this video we're going to be talking to Aaliyah. Aaliyah is a mother of 2 children, and just like myself, she has eczema. She has eczema, and also her children do too. So without further ado, we're going to get started. However, before I do get started, remember to like, subscribe, share and comment, and also hit the notification so you know when the next video is coming out. So let's get started. But it made you realize then that these things were not good for your body, but you're putting up with feeling rubbish. So,
and then my body actually started to crave the very vegetarian, vegan diet that I had it on. It preferred that. My brain in itself preferred that type of eating.
Yes.
It actually has specific dishes it wants, but it craves those type of meals over meat and fish and
because you gave the body a taste for it and he wanted it back again. He wanted to feel good.
Very much. And I'm not against it either, because I will gladly feel good for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because I realized the difference it made for me. I didn't have seizures. That's the biggest thing in my life. Seizures. Everything about me is seizures. And they became one a day or one a week. They have never been that minimal in my life.
You just blow me away with that. That's crazy.
It's crazy to me because I just changed my diet.
Have you spoken to your doctors about the fact that you changed your diet and your seizures have calmed down?
No, so I'm supposed to have a conversation with them at some point this month soon. And I have heard about how a keto diet is supposed to help with it, but I wasn't on a keto diet, which is cool. I was on vegetarian and vegan, which means that there is another diet that can be probably just as helpful, because the keto diet says the research says it only helps about 60% of people.
Okay.
And the keto diet is extremely strict.
It is a lot stricter than the vegetarian diet. Yeah, definitely.
So it's really cool that I don't have to go on an extremely strict keto diet, and I can just go on a vegetarian diet that I know is wonderful. Let's just say that it made me love my vegetables.
And you know what as well? Like you, I'm not vegetarian, but I don't eat meat in the week anymore. And I've only been doing this for about 2 months now. And just like you, I can feel the difference.
Yes, very much.
I only have either meat or fish on Saturday or Sunday. Or the Sunday, but again, it's only my main meal. I won't have it say for breakfast and things like that. But amazing how different you feel.
Yeah, we do the same.
You think to yourself, how did I not realize this all these years?
We only do meat on the weekends too.
Yeah.
And all the other days there's no meat, because I didn't want to fully compromise the diet and the way my body felt.
Yeah.
That was, again, a no. We don't compromise good things.
Yeah. And the thing is, we're not demonizing meat. We're just saying, don't make it your main part of the meal, and don't have it all the time, because at the end of the day, the quality of meats we're buying from the supermarket, unless you have a lot of money, the quality of the meat nowadays isn't very good. It's full of antibiotics.
It's horrible.
It's full of medicines. It's full of water. They grow these animals as quickly as possible to get them out there and get them sold and stuff. And they're not of a good quality at all. And you can't get rid of that rubbish quality meat by cooking it. So whatever the animal has also consumed, you are consuming.
Yeah.
And that's one of the other reasons we feel rubbish when we have it. Isn't necessarily the meat, but it's what's in the meat now. You can't get rid of it. So you're doing the right thing.
So I think that's when I really understood how aggressive the effect of the steroid meat was. And that's basically what it is. They pump these animals with steroids to make them grow as fast as they can, as big as they can, and as best as they can. And then they say, oh, this is great quality. You eat it, then you have a bunch of steroids in your body at some point. And once you remove all of that, your body in itself thanks you, because you're not supposed to have all that in your body.
You're giving your body the chance to cleanse itself.
And so if you do it during the week, it has about 5 days of no steroids, and then you put a small amount of steroids in your body when you only eat meat on the weekends. You put a small amount in your body, but your body can handle that way more than if it happened every day.
At least you're now aware of it, because prior to doing this, you weren't aware of why you were feeling rubbish, and you weren't aware of how rubbish you were feeling because you put up with it for so long. Your body,
that was normal for me.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me if I was tired, in my head I'd be like, I'm always tired. Like there's no.
Yeah. You've accepted it as your normal. You've accepted it. Yeah. And it's interesting. I think I said to you last week was my birthday, and my actual birthday, I ate cake, and I ate like sliced sandwich ham stuff I'd never normally eat. Did I enjoy it at the time? Yeah, it was a treat. It was the first time in years I'd done it. But boy, you can see the dark circles. I feel very, very tired at the moment, and I've purposely not worn any makeup to say this is what's going on right now. You know, not sleeping well. The effects of eating rubbish. It means I'm feeling rubbish. It's that simple. That was another thing.
So I'm suffering postpartum shedding, right? But with my daughter, when I was eating everything that I was eating, when I didn't know about this, all of my fronts fully left me. But here it's just a small line. Nothing else is falling out.
It's all growing back again. Is that right?
And that's just because the only thing I've done different is a diet change.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything to my hair. It's just I'm just changing my diet.
Yeah. Wow. See, again, amazing, isn't it? It really is. But when we'll both have a similar story. We've got to do this for a lot longer to see how we feel. You know, cutting out meat. Just for you, it's cutting out gluten or just
So that's my next step, is to fully cut gluten. Which I've cut it from the bread. I've cut it from our cheese. I've cut it from any meat that we want to eat. So like sandwich meat. We don't do sandwich meat. We have vegan sandwich meat, vegan cheese,
fantastic,
gluten-free bread, whole grain bread too.
Yeah,
I'm all about the whole grain.
One thing to be careful of is when you are doing this, make sure you check the ingredients label, because you can find sugar hidden and milk hidden. Even today, I was at shopping looking at some stuff. I think my son wanted a packet of crisps, and salt and vinegar crisps I picked up, and there was milk in it. And my daughter said, "Why is there milk in salt and vinegar crisps?" I said, you tell me. You know. There you go. But tell me, when it comes to your eldest daughter, your gorgeous 4-year-old, or almost 4-year-old, Aaliyah, you said you cut milk out of her diet, but then she was still itching. You had a little bit of sugar, so now you've cut sugar out as well, except for fruits.
So
are you seeing a difference?
Yes, we cut it for a couple days, and I very much saw a difference. But we've given it back to her. So the popsicles and stuff we've given her, because she's only like 2, so she can't really deprive a child.
Well, you can change. You can give an alternative. What you can do is you can buy the fruit juice that's not from concentrate and freeze it.
Oh.
Yeah. Freeze.
Okay.
Freeze it. Literally, Lidl's today, they've got like apple juice or orange juice, and I think a tropical one. It's from Pressed. I think it's like 99 pence for a bottle.
Okay.
Freeze it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, because it's just as sweet.
But we give it to her very minimally and occasionally, and we've noticed that her itching has gone down.
Yeah.
And that in general, it's her eczema is just basically disappearing as every day that goes, because I lotion her very often, morning, afternoon, night, and any time in between that I find her itching.
Fantastic.
I'm lotioning it, and it's just disappearing.
Now, you mentioned lotion. What is it you're using on her skin at the moment? Because I know you like to make your own stuff, don't you, as well?
We do. So first it was your cream that I was using. Then when we ran out of that, it was Child's Farm with a bit of our nappy cream over it, to just because the nappy cream just holds in the moisture.
These are natural, are they?
The nappy cream is one that we made. So it is natural. It has beeswax in it. Yep. And Child's Farm is actually a brand. It's it is a brand that is made almost specifically for people with dry skin and eczema, though. So it's a very gentle brand.
It's fragrance free.
Yep, and I use everything that's fragrance free.
Okay. Because
I
that's
use
what
basic.
people know by now. Fragrance is the big no-no for people with trigger, isn't it? But to
Yes.
trigger people with eczema.
And now I don't have to use, her skin has gotten to the point that now I don't have to use anything to hold in the lotion. I just have to put the lotion in itself on her arms and cover it, and it'll be fine, because her arms seem to hold moisture better if her arms are covered with something.
Yes, like a protective layer, isn't it, really?
Yeah, or like a long sleeve shirt, really. That's all her skin will need, just a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah. And I think what it is, because you're using a lotion, it's got water in there. As the water starts to evaporate, it's taking some of the moisture with it, which is why you're saying you're putting a long sleeve shirt on. If you use your homemade butters and oils, that will probably last longer because there's no water in there to evaporate.
But I mean, it's
you found
it's a surprising thing. Everything's surprising, and just,
I know. But at least you're finding what's working, and over time you'll find better and better and better things to try, or new ideas to experiment with. And you'll see her skin and your skin just massively improve. So you're definitely doing it. You're on the right track.
I have to say though, and this is going to be horrible because it's a bit of a kudos to Child's Farm, but honestly, as she was a baby, I was like, I'm not using Child's Farm. Because that just wasn't, to me, that wasn't a brand that is regularly used on our type of skin.
Yeah.
I have skin that you have to use like a specific cream. Here it would be E45 that you would have to use on me. And that might not even do it. So the Child's Farm is so good that I even started using it on my skin.
Fantastic.
And the amount of like, I don't get ashy anymore. Let's just say that. I'm quick to get ashy. I don't get ashy.
Manage the grey skin. That's the thing. Once you find what works, you stick with it. You hope to God the company stays around.
Yes, I use it on me. I use it on her. I use it on him. I would put it on the walls if the walls got ashy.
Brilliant. Oh, let me ask you a question actually with regards to ashy. When did you start moisturizing Ezreal? Because obviously most parents don't moisturize their children for quite a while. Well, the babies, I should say, not children.
When did I start moisturizing him? So I moisturized him after his first bath. And his
really? That's interesting.
Bath. Oh yes. So he comes from a line of ashy people on both sides of his family.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, we wanted to, the best that we could, avoid him developing eczema.
Because you said he was getting cradle cap, but you managed to get on top of that, didn't you?
I was on top of it. So I very much avoided it for about a month, just purely by keeping his hat on his head. I didn't have to do anything to his hair. I kept his hat on his head, and he didn't have it. Every time it came off, it went right back on. Yeah,
because again, just the air exposing
the air,
can trigger it off, can't it?
And that's what happened. People were like, I had it on to the point people are asking me, why is his hat still on his head? Why is his hat always on?
You know best, at the end of the day, you've done this once already, so you know what works.
And I told him, I was like, he's gonna get cradle cap if his head is exposed to the air, because air will dry out his scalp, which will make his body produce extra sebum, which is basically oils. Which happened to my daughter. My daughter's head was exposed since birth. Her hat was on, then it came off, and when it came off, it was off. Within 3 days, she had cradle cap, and all her hair fell out.
Yeah, and exactly the same thing happened to my daughter. She lost all of her hair. She was born with straight hair, massive cradle cap, all her hair fell out, and then curly hair, and it came back. So like a new hairstyle. So so you've been there, you've done that, you did that the second time round.
And his head was fine, and slowly but surely, that cradle cap just slowly started to come and come, and you can see where his hair is curling up now. Yeah, and it's getting its texture. So you can see where there's not, wherever his hair is curly, there's no cradle cap, but where his head still lays down flat, that's where the water and the oils and stuff don't get in. Yeah. So because it's covered with cradle cap. So we can't pick because we don't want to take his hair out. So we just have to wait for the cradle cap in itself to come up.
Yeah. So for those who don't know what cradle cap is, it's another form of eczema. It's called infant seborrheic, or I can't pronounce it properly. SEBHERROIC, seborrheic eczema. And it doesn't hurt. It just doesn't look very nice, does it? So
no.
Yeah.
With him, what I found is when I wash his hair, if I just give it, I don't use my nails. I just use my finger tips and my pads, my finger. I just give his head a little rub everywhere because it stimulates his hair to make it want to grow and kind of messes with the cradle cap a bit. Then I rinse it off and then water and like an oil or our cream, our hair
What's
cream.
What's your favorite oils for his scalp or his head?
Oh, I love jojoba oil. Jojoba oil grew my hair back after Aaliyah. And so I very much use that. And it's a very natural oil. It's the closest oil to our hair.
The actual sebum on the scalp. Yeah.
So I've used that. But if I'm not using that, I'm using our hair cream just to lock in the water.
Yeah.
And I will naturally see the cradle cap just start to come up. I don't have to do anything to it. It will just start to come up in itself.
Yeah.
And slowly make its way through his hair and to the tips, and I can just take it out.
Yeah. So pretty much the same stuff you'd use on his body, you're using on his hair. And again, it's fragrance free, isn't it? So which is perfect. You're doing the right thing. So he's not had any eczema yet.
Nope.
But let's fingers crossed he doesn't get it at all. Let's hope he doesn't get it at all.
Hope. I'm praying. My brother had eczema, but I didn't.
Right. So, where are we? So, so what I'm going to ask you now is, I know you've already said that you're going to try and do gluten next. Are there things that you're never going to touch again with regards to seeing the difference in your body and also in, I guess, Aaliyah is your eldest? Because obviously you've seen that no sugar is working for her and no milk is working for her. Or is there anything else you're going to try other than the gluten, or are there things you're going to go back to because you want to just reintroduce and see how it goes?
So I'm not going to touch caffeine for myself ever again.
Okay.
I do plan to cut out store-bought honey. So I'm also never going to use sugar, like proper sugar. I'm never going to use that again. I am going to cut out store-bought honey and try local honey, fresh honey, and see how that is. And most likely I'll stick to that.
Yeah.
I try not to use I don't use white pasta or white rice.
Yeah.
Everything's brown or whole grain.
You're doing really, really well. I'm really impressed.
I am going to try to cut out gluten. Most likely, once I do that, I'll most likely also stay away from that as well. Okay. I already stay away from, I don't stay away from dairy. I stay away from anything with whole milk.
Okay. So you're saying that you keep away from milk, you might have yogurt or cheese or something, or do you find the different types?
But it won't be anything with milk in it. So it'll be vegan cheese.
Yeah. Okay. So you have
or soya or soya milk.
Because I know with some people as well, some eczema sufferers can't have soya. We can, as long as we haven't got any flare-ups. We're okay with that. I just don't go crazy. But strangely enough, we used to have soya every single day. And it's only when I quit that I noticed that my bra size would stay standard and one size. Otherwise, the actual soya, for some reason, I know it can play with your hormones because it mimic it. I'd go up and down one bra size in a month. So by cutting out the actual soya, cutting it out on a daily basis, I noticed an improvement in that area. So there you go.
Honestly, I think probably if I cut it out in general, it would make me feel better, but it makes me feel better to the point of I feel better than when I did drink like cow's milk.
Yeah, definitely.
And my daughter doesn't have it enough to where it would be able to have enough effect where it would have to be cut out of her diet. And him, I plan to move him off of cow's milk formula by 6 months. So once he hits 6 months, he's going on the soya formula. Okay. And then from there on, he's not gonna go on cow's milk
Ever.
just because there's sensitivities that seem to run in the family.
Yeah.
And I don't want to risk his body like that. He doesn't need to develop things because I put the wrong things in his body.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing the right thing, because at the end of the day, you know what works best for you and your children. And it's just good to see that you're actually making these changes as a result of it all. So come a long way already, haven't you? And that's the thing to tell people. Don't be disheartened when you see the symptoms getting worse because you try something new or you cut something out or you really do something. It's a massive journey.
Yeah.
You've been disillusioned. So, and it's good to see you doing this now, because you're probably in the same place I was in about 8 to 10 years ago. Probably less than that actually, because I stopped Marley from having any kind of milk at all around age 4. And I mean, he's 11 now. So prior to that, we were kind of playing around with it. So it's quite easy to forget that my knowledge is different to yours, as an example, or somebody else. Because even yesterday, I was talking to somebody whose knowledge when it comes to eczema and food was phenomenal. When I said to my son, yes, he doesn't like water, he has cordial, they were like, okay, stop that straight away. And I was like, whoa, why? And they just said, okay, get him having the pressed juices with water, dilute it down, because that is better than having the cordials, which are sugar. And obviously I knew that. I said, you try get a 10-year-old boy drinking water, and then they come home from school with a full bottle of water still. But yeah, their suggestion to use pressed apple juice mixed with water is fantastic.
That's interesting. We already give her that, which is odd. Any juice that she gets, it's watered down.
Yeah, massively watered down. So yeah, that was something I thought I was doing the right thing by cordial. I've learned yesterday that no, that's the wrong thing. And then the other thing I learned was even though
cordial is really sugary, actually. I remember I only drank water for a decent period of time, and then my dad brought me some cordial, and I drank it. And I was like,
yeah. Water is the best, but it's trying to get your kids to convince your kids if they've already got bad habits. So it's little battles. I mean, the other thing they've been told to change is, because I buy shop bought oat milk. And again, they said, look, at the end of the day, you're lucky if you get between 3 to 10% of oat, and the rest is all water and oil, which is true. Mm-hmm. The reason I was getting that was because they are fortified with vitamins and things, but they're not the vitamins that they are fortified with. There's very, very minimal. So you're better off just buying that separate vitamin on its own, and then getting good quality milk. So that's the next thing I'm going to be trying. I'm purchase the vitamins now, and then I'm going to have to try and change his milk to something else that actually, he likes, because he loves oat milk. I think the next option is going to be actually buying one of those little milk. You can buy the machine, so you can just convert your own milk and oat into milk. Oh, extra water. But again, it's more money, isn't it? So
you mentioned vitamins, and that in itself, I remember I had her on vitamins and then multivitamins, and I took her off of them. I didn't really take her off of them. I just didn't have the money to keep going and buying more. And I recently put her back on them, and she's only been on them for about 2 days. Yeah. But in that 2-day period, I have seen a dramatic change.
There you go.
Like she's energetic, like she usually is, but it's almost directed. It's a directed energy, not a chaotic energy. Yeah. Like, which is odd. She loves to do schoolwork.
Yeah, fantastic.
I have like a bunch of tracing papers for her.
That's half the battle. That's half the battle.
Okay, if you want to do schoolwork, here's a lot. Learn something.
Well, at least you know what's working for her as well, because it's difficult making sure you've got a good quality vitamin as well, of the different ones. So again, in the conversation yesterday, we've worked out which ones are the ones where we're taking are the good quality ones and which ones start working very well. It's difficult.
I also give her DHA. Which is basically fish oil, but it helps the development of the brain.
Definitely.
And I think I started that when she was, I think, probably 1. And I think that was just a very crucial one, because my medicine, they got bits of my medicine. So it's almost like the DHA is helping counteract whatever effects my medicine probably had on their brains.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I brag and I'm just like, my kids are smart.
No, but we know they are anyway, so you feel free to brag. No, it sounds like you guys are, this journey you guys are taking is phenomenal. I'm really, really impressed, gotta say. So from that day that I took the energy drink away, that's obviously what converted you anyway. You're like, what is she doing?
I was proper upset. I was like, I am too tired for this. Give me my drink back. I have a 2-year-old to mess with.
I even offered to buy you an orange juice. I remember saying I'm going to go shop and buy you a drink, didn't I? So
I was like, an orange juice is not going to get it. Give it to me.
Oh, brilliant. Well, now you know different, don't you? So that's bloody fantastic. Right, Aaliyah, I really appreciate you talking to me here because obviously you've told me a lot. So thank you for putting yourself out there and telling the viewers what your journey has been like. I massively appreciate it, and I'm sure my viewers do too. So what I'm going to say now is thank you so, so much. Much appreciated. And I will be seeing you soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
Give your gorgeous children a big hug for me.
I will.
Okay. So viewers, I really hope you enjoyed listening to this. So all that leaves me to say is remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And hit the notification so you know when the next video is coming out. And just like Aaliyah said, look below the video and you will see the link for the actual guides. You have eczema more than skin deep, adult acne more than skin deep, and dry skin more than skin deep. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.